Google's June core algorithm update is underway. If you have a website or you're doing SEO, you're going to want to pay attention. This is a broad core algorithm update. You can expect volatility everywhere. The rollout officially started on June 30th, and it's going to take 3 weeks to complete. This is Google's official announcement about it. Google said, today we released the June 2025 core update. We'll update our ranking release history page when the rollout is complete. And on the page, it says the rollout may take up to 3 weeks to complete. Now, if you don't know, core updates like this happen multiple times a year. They can have huge, broad updates to Google's algorithms and to Google's systems. This is why Google announces them, because lots of people who have websites, lots of SEOs, they see huge changes. The search engine results pages sometimes essentially get reshuffled. And so in order to reduce the fear and the uncertainty and the doubt, Google says, hey, we are making updates. And this June update is the second major core update of 2025, hitting just 3 months after the March 2025 update. And this is a good time to say, if you've checked out my SEO method, compactkeywords.com, the method has never been hit with an update. But let's talk about what we are seeing again with this specific change to Google's core algorithms. So Reddit and other user-generated content platforms might be getting further boosted. This is from Gagan Gotra on X. He said, in 10 days, from June 21st to June 30th, Reddit has gained almost 162 million more monthly traffic per SEMrush. User-generated content. Instagram just announced to creators I got this message too, that their posts will be surfaced in Google more. Literally saying your photos and your videos are going to be surfaced in Google more. I'm going to be making an episode about this specifically because it was an announcement. It was an announcement within Instagram to creators, and I got it. Lots of other people got it as well. Maybe you got it too. Other SEOs, other webmasters are reporting their top ranking pages dropped to page 2 of Google without them making any changes. One SEO said, USA traffic to my global site is down 33%. Another SEO called the situation impossible to track. And forums, SEO forums, full of stories from news publishers, e-commerce stores, and affiliate websites, all noticing sudden traffic drops. And it's important to say, we have seen volatility like this before Google officially announced the update, and that's what we are seeing here. We're seeing volatility before Google officially announced the update. Maybe they're making tests before rolling everything out. Maybe they just started rolling it out early and didn't tell people. It can be a bunch of different scenarios like this. And again, this is all early, but this is how this update is different from previous updates. So the March update, it hit full domains, full websites. Google looked at overall trust, at spam risk, at outdated structures. So your information architecture, your layout, if things looked outdated, if things cluttered, if things weren't done properly, even good pages would drop if the site felt weak as a whole. That was with March. Also, forums in March. Forums tanked. Individual forums on websites, not the mass forums like Reddit, but smaller niche forums that were subdomains on websites. A lot of those tanked, and they were being used for parasite SEO. People were used because in the past they were prioritized, so SEOs were gaming them, and then they started tanking with the previous March update. What we're seeing with June is instead of entire domains being targeted, instead of entire websites being targeted, this June update is targeting pages and posts. If a post has low value, it will drop or get de-indexed. And we saw this a few weeks ago. I shared how mass amounts of low value, outdated, thin pages that weren't even or pages that weren't internally linked to enough, entirely getting de-indexed. This was being shared by so many people. They would see it in Google Search Console. Lots of their, again, low value, outdated, thin pages that weren't linked to enough within their website were getting removed from Google's index. And with this update, we are seeing a further drop in thin content that is short, content that lacks depth. We're also seeing AI is being further targeted. People are saying this update is coming for content copied or written by AI that has no edits. So if you're just posting AI content on your site without reviewing it, without editing it, that is very risky. And actually, in fact, in the past, this was a recent update to Google's quality raters guidelines. The quality raters were instructed to give the lowest value possible to AI generated text, especially AI generated text that was not edited. So again, even strong domains are losing rankings to low value pages. And this is pretty different. This is pretty different from what we've seen in the past, where you could have a strong domain, you could put up garbage content, and that garbage content is going to rank well because you have a strong domain. This is targeted for low value pages, low value posts. We're also seeing real experience and user-first writing is being further prioritized. Topical authority is being further prioritized. Google is using signals other than just backlinks. So operate like a real business and do marketing that's going to increase your brand mentions. It's going to increase your branded searches. Now, here's some quick steps if you want to see if you've been impacted by this update. Check Google Analytics 4 for a traffic dip around July 1st. Inspect Google Search Console impressions or clicks for a drop after June 30th. And track your keywords. Always track the keywords that you are targeting. And track your branded keywords as well. Track your keywords. Please track your keywords. And then looking ahead, so this June 2025 update, there's a trend that is emerging of more frequent and faster core updates. And this June 2025 update reinforces that. Google rolled out 5 core updates in 2024 versus 3 core updates in 2023. 5 core updates in 2024, 3 in 2023, and we seem to be on track for a similar pace in 2025. The acceleration in core updates, it suggests that Google is making really aggressive adjustments to combat AI-generated content or parasite SEO. There's so many concerns about this and maintain search quality. So again, we can expect more updates. And I'm telling you, if you want a stable form of SEO, check out Compact Keywords. My pages with this method have not been updated in years, but they are still useful enough to be ranking number 1. They're not outdated, but just because the SEO was done so well and the pages are so valuable to searchers, without updating many of these pages for over 5 years, they are still ranking number 1. That's at compactkeywords.com. And I will be covering this update a lot more, going into depth around lots of the things that I said in this podcast, in today's podcast. This is episode 728 of my daily digital marketing show. 728 days in a row doing this podcast. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening. I will talk to you again. By the way, share what you are seeing from your websites. I will talk to you again tomorrow. Bye now.